am sorry, but we can't serve you. Take your script to a cheap store.
Ryota Kazuhara looked at her, exhaustion clinging to his shoulders after a 16-hour lab shift.
This neighborhood pharmacy has standards. A hoodie like that? No doctor would write you a legitimate prescription.
The prescription is mine.
Sure it is. Now leave before I call security.
Without a word, he pulled out a laminated card. The card read, Ryota Kazuhara, CEO, Kazuhara Pharma.
Kazuhara, the manufacturer of every generic on my shelves, whose contract renews in 8 days.
Behind her, the neatly stacked boxes bore the same logo she had just seen on that ID. He lowered the card and walked out, leaving only the hum of the refrigerators and the weight of an unspoken threat. She tried to call out, but her voice froze. The door clicked shut.
He was gone. The CEO of the company that supplied every shelf behind her. Thoughts crashed. The exclusive supply contract. Renewal in 8 days.
She turned and stared at the rows of boxes, each one stamped with that same logo.
Kazuhara Pharma, the company whose head she had just accused of trying to pass a stolen script.
Her legs felt weak. If he decided not to renew, the chain would collapse. Her job, her reputation. She stood alone in the sterile pharmacy, the hum of the refrigerators suddenly deafening.
What had she done? And how could she possibly fix it before management found out?
The weight of the next 8 days pressed down on her chest, and she had no plan. Across town, Ryota stepped into his private lab, the hum of advanced equipment the only sound.
The contract with Awazora Pharmacy. Renewal in 8 days.
He drafted a memo to legal, requesting a new clause. Customer dignity audits, quarterly.
Not revenge. Leverage. If a clinic can't respect patients, why should they carry our drugs?
He saved the memo and closed the laptop. The rest would unfold on its own, back at the pharmacy. Junior assistant Honoka Aizawa had watched the confrontation from a distance. She noticed Ryota's prescription had been pulled into the queue just before Asuka's outburst.
He still needs this. I'll fill it quietly.
She completed the fill and slipped in a note. Your prescription is ready. A staff member who cares. 2 quiet moves on opposite sides of the city. Neither knew the other had already begun. The next morning, an email from Kazuhara Pharma landed in manager Tanaka's inbox. The subject line alone made his stomach clench.
Contract terms under review. They've never sent this before. What happened?
He summoned Asuka Miyabe immediately.
Miyabe-san, what happened yesterday? Kazuhara just flagged our contract for review.
A customer. He looked suspicious in a hoodie. I was just enforcing the dress code policy to protect the pharmacy.
Dress code, our supplier's CEO walks in, and you chase him out because of a hoodie. That's a contract-level offense.
I didn't know he was the CEO. He never said a word. He just pulled out his ID and left.
It doesn't matter. If that contract doesn't renew, the chain loses its main supplier. And if we go down, you are the first one I'll let go.
She walked back to her desk, the blood roaring in her ears.
8 days. I have 8 days to fix this before the contract ends and my career goes with it.
Within 24 hours, Kazuhara Pharma's legal team finalized the customer dignity audit clause. No revisions. It was non-negotiable.
Now it's just a matter of when to deliver it. The pressure should come from above.
At the pharmacy, Honoka Aizawa heard the whispers. The supply contract was under review, and Asuka was the cause.
That man yesterday. His prescription is still here. If I don't do something, his anger could destroy everything.
She found his office number through a public supplier registry and dialed.
Kazuhara-san, this is Aizawa from Awazora Pharmacy. I filled your prescription. I wanted to apologize.
You filled it? Are you the manager?
No, just a junior assistant. I saw what happened. Let me bring your medication and explain.
Tomorrow, 3 p.m. Cafe Roppongi.
Unaware, Asuka called a mandatory staff meeting on VIP treatment.
From this moment, every customer is royalty. No attitude, smile, or answer to me.
Anoka arrived first at the cafe, clutching the small pharmacy bag and rehearsing her apology.
Kazuhara-san, thank you for coming. This is your medication, and I'm sorry for how you were treated.
You didn't do it. So why are you here?
Because a patient was humiliated in my workplace. Not every pharmacist is like Miyabe-san. Patient dignity should come first.
Every drug on our shelves comes from my company. I am adding a clause to the renewal. Mandatory dignity audits.
Audits? If they're punitive, staff will just fake it. To really change, they need to understand why it matters.
She's thinking beyond compliance. She actually cares about the human side of this. Then help me shape it. An audit that actually teaches, not just punishes.
Yes, I have ideas. Frontline staff need empathy training, not just threats.
He saw a partner where he'd expected only an apology. The clause now had a pulse.
Starting tomorrow, Customer Appreciation Week. Free gift bags, endless smiles. Fail to impress, and you'll answer to me.
But the staff saw the fear beneath her, forced cheer. The manic energy couldn't mask her desperation.
Aizawa, I've noticed you are too soft with customers. That attitude will cost us the contract.
Respect for patients isn't softness, Miyabe-san. It's the foundation of our work.
Keep up that naive talk, and I'll personally ensure you are blamed when the contract collapses.
Manager Tanaka watched the tension unfold from his glass-walled office.
Miyabe's story doesn't add up. She's targeting Aizawa now. I need to find out the truth.
She plastered the break room with Customer Appreciation Week notices, a desperate bid to save her job.
Kazuhara called a contract meeting with the chain. If I can sway them, I'll still come out on top.
3 days until the meeting. The trap was set, and its target never saw it coming. The boardroom was cold. Ryota sat across from Ozora's executives, his legal counsel beside him, a single document before him.
A customer dignity audit clause. You want to evaluate how our staff speaks to patients? This is overreach.
It's assurance. Last week, I walked into your pharmacy and was told my prescription was stolen because I wore a hoodie. Every drug on your shelves comes from my labs. If patient dignity isn't guaranteed, the partnership isn't either.
One incident, we can discipline the employee. Pulling the contract would hurt thousands of patients.
The executives shifted uncomfortably. Kazuhara supplied 60% of their generics. There was no alternative.
Discipline isn't enough. Systemic change is needed. Quarterly audits, staff training, and patient feedback loops. Non-negotiable.
We accept. For the sake of our patients, the clause will be included.
The pen scratched across the page. The contract was renewed, with the dignity audit clause now binding. Audits would begin in 1 month. Every pharmacy in the chain would be measured against a standard none of them had yet seen. The email hit the pharmacy's internal system the next morning. Contract renewed with new customer dignity audit clause.
Dignity audits. Every interaction with patients will be watched. If they measure my attitude, this audit is a team effort. Say a single word against me to an evaluator, and you'll regret it.
She tried to mask her dread with forced smiles, but the icy undercurrent was unmistakable.
She's panicking. The audit isn't a punishment, it's a chance. If only she could see that.
Onoka kept her head down, unaware that her own role in the clause's design would soon come to light.
I'll charm the auditor. I'll be the model pharmacist. No one can see through a perfect performance.
Manager Tanaka posted the official notice. The first unannounced audit would begin in 1 week. The staff couldn't know when or who. Every customer could be the test. The pressure settled over them like a fog. The countdown began. Whether Asuka could sustain and act under a stranger's scrutiny was a question only the auditor could answer. A young woman in glasses and plain clothes approached the counter. It was Hanoka Aizawa, unrecognizable.
Welcome. How can I help you today?
Her smile was polished, but her eyes were watchful. Every gesture a performance.
I have this prescription. Could you explain the difference between the brand and the generic? I just want to understand.
A simple question. Stay calm. Just explain it professionally.
She began to explain, but the shopper asked another follow-up question. The mask cracked.
Are you incapable of reading the label? This is a pharmacy, not a classroom. Go to a cheap store if you need education.
Anoka's finger pressed the record button on her phone. The entire outburst was captured.
The words had slipped out before she could stop them. She just doomed herself.
Asuka Miyabe had failed the first dignity audit. The evidence was now in Honoka's hands, and consequences would be unavoidable. As the shopper walked out, Asuka stood frozen. The realization that she had just insulted a potential auditor crashed over her.
Let me see the security footage now. I need to know who that person was.
Manager Tanaka pulled up the footage, but the quality was too low to identify the woman in glasses. Asuka's face fell.
Useless. If the auditor submits that report, I am finished. No one must know.
Unknown to her, Honoka had already sent the recording and a written report directly to Tanaka's email.
Miyabe, I just received a recording of you snapping at a customer who was asking legitimate questions. Explain.
That was stress. I've been under so much pressure because of this contract. It was a moment of weakness.
A moment of weakness. It sounds exactly like what you did to Kazuhara. The recording doesn't lie.
He knows. But he can't prove it's a pattern without more evidence. I can still salvage this.
Tanaka placed the report in her file. No immediate termination, but a formal review was inevitable. Asuka was on borrowed time. The following morning, Tanaka called Asuka into his office one more time. The formal review had yielded a written warning and a performance improvement plan.
This is your final chance, Miyabe. One more audit failure, any complaint, and you are out.
A performance plan? They're watching me, but I won't let some second-rate shopper destroy my career.
She left the office seething, but her fury soon found a target.
You think you can undermine me, Aizawa? This audit failure has your timid fingerprints all over it.
I don't know what you mean, Miyabe-san. I just do my job.
She's lying. I'll find a way to get her fired before the next audit.
Asuka began documenting every minor mistake, real or fabricated, building a case for dismissal. The pharmacy had become a pressure cooker. Onoka felt the heat, but she refused to break. The next audit was scheduled in 3 weeks. Asuka intended to be the only one left standing.
Tanaka-san, I've compiled a report on Aizawa. Tardiness, mishandled prescriptions, insubordination.
The file was thick with annotations. Every minor slip of Honoka's career exaggerated into a violation.
Aizawa, is this true? Your attendance and handling of scripts are being questioned.
I've always tried my best. I've never been late or mislabeled anything.
But the seed of doubt was planted. She began to question her own competence, replaying every interaction through a lens of failure.
Her carelessness could cost us the next audit. For the pharmacy's sake, you must act.
Miyabe's crusade is personal, but the paperwork looks solid. If I ignore it, corporate will ask why.
Yet, at the counter, Honoka never wavered. Each patient was greeted with warmth, every script checked twice.
She's a liability. I'll have her gone before the auditors even set foot in here.
The clock ticked. Tanaka's decision loomed, and Honoka's future balanced on a knife's edge. An anonymous tip reached Ryota, a former pharmacy colleague, warning that an assistant named Aizawa was being framed.
Onoka, she's the one who helped me without being asked. They're trying to make her the scapegoat.
He left immediately and walked into Awazora Pharmacy, demanding an urgent meeting with Tanaka. In the office, Ryota laid out the truth in front of Tanaka and a stunned Asuka.
The mystery shopper from your first audit was Honoka Aizawa. She recorded Miyabe's genuine outburst.
Asuka's face went pale. The mask of composure finally shattered.
Aizawa was the auditor. Then this complaint file against her is completely fabricated.
Ryota turned to Honoka, who had just been called into the room, and extended an official document.
Aizawa-san, Kazuhara's Patient Advocate Division needs someone who values dignity. Will you join us?
Yes! I'll make sure no patient is ever humiliated again.
After Honoka's departure, Tanaka called Asuka into his office one final time. She was granted an unannounced audit, her absolute last chance.
I don't know when the auditor will come. Every single second, I have to be perfect.
Days passed. She greeted every customer with an iron grip on her smile. The strain was visible,
Good morning, sir. How may I assist?
but the elderly patient was confused. He asked the same question 4 times, his voice trembling.
Stay calm. He's just old. Smile. Don't snap. I've told you 4 times. The generic is the same. Can't you read the leaflet? Honestly, some people.
From across the aisle, the hidden auditor lowered a small recording device. The red light blinked once.
Number, it couldn't have been. But her eyes caught the glint of the lens retreating into a coat pocket.
She had done it again. On her final chance, the auditor had seen everything. Her fate, though not yet spoken, was sealed. The auditor, still anonymous, pulled out a small notepad and a red pen. She scribbled something brief. The word was written in red foliar next to the name, Miyabe Asuka. Asuka watched the figure disappear into the back hallway. Her hands began to tremble.
They saw everything. There's no talking my way out this time.
In Tanaka's office, the phone rang, a single, sharp sound that silenced the entire pharmacy.
That's Tanaka's line. The auditor is reporting me.
She stared at the spot where the auditor had vanished, the weight of her final failure crushing her chest. The phone went silent. Then, footsteps, measured, deliberate, approached her counter.
This is it. The end of everything.
She didn't turn around. She didn't need to. The verdict was already written. Manager, Tanaka stepped onto the pharmacy floor, a single sheet of paper in his hand. The room stilled.
Miyabe Asuka, effective immediately. You are reassigned to the inventory department. Your role as a pharmacist is revoked.
He reached over, unpinned the gold name badge from her coat, and placed a plain white tag in her palm. Inventory.
Inventory, a stockroom. After everything, I am nothing but a clerk.
The front door chimed. Honoka Aizawa stepped in, no longer in a pharmacy uniform, but a crisp business suit, a Kazuhara badge on her lapel.
I am Honoka Aizawa, Director of Patient Advocacy at Kazuhara. Starting today, we'll rebuild what patient care means in this pharmacy.
She placed a training binder on the counter, its cover embossed with the interlinked heart and molecule logo of the Patient Advocate Division. The staff, who had endured months of Asuka's tyranny, looked at each other, then burst into applause. Asuka, tears streaking her cheeks, was escorted toward the back storage door. She looked back once, but no one met her eyes. The first patient of the new era approached the counter and was greeted with a genuine, dignified smile. Over the following weeks, Honoka traveled to every branch of the Aozora chain, training binder in hand.
Patient dignity is a daily practice. Every person walking through these doors deserves to be treated with respect.
At first, the veteran pharmacists were resistant. Arms crossed, eyes rolling, another corporate mandate to ignore. But Honoka didn't lecture. She shared real stories, patients harmed by careless words, families humiliated at the counter.
Let's practice. I'll be an elderly patient asking about my prescription for the 5th time.
She role-played difficult scenarios until the most skeptical staff were nodding, some even laughing together. She introduced a peer review system and an anonymous hotline for patients to share their experiences. The training manuals became dog-eared. The guidelines, once ignored, were now debated in break rooms.
This is bigger than one pharmacy. If we can change this chain, we can inspire others to follow.
The true measure of success would come only with time, but the foundation for a culture of dignity was already solid. 1 year later, the quarterly report was distributed to every branch manager. The key metric, customer complaints, had dropped by 70%. For the first time, the Aozora pharmacy chain held a 5-star patient satisfaction rating. At the annual awards ceremony, the Patient Advocacy Division was named the driving force behind the turnaround. Honoka Aizawa walked to the podium. the Excellence in Patient Advocacy Award in her hands.
This recognition proves that treating patients with dignity is not just moral, it's effective.
From the back of the hall, Ryota Kazuhara observed the applause. A rare, quiet smile softened his tired face.
He remembered the day he'd walked out of that pharmacy, his prescription still unfilled.
Now, that moment was just a footnote in a success story built on respect. The title promise had been paid in full, not with a single confrontation, but with a systemic change that would outlast them all. Deep in the basement, the inventory room stretched in dusty rows. Asuka Miyabi unpacked boxes alone. Her movements were mechanical. The precision of a pharmacist reduced to the rhythm of inventory.
She reached into her pocket, fingers brushing the cold metal of her old gold name pin.
Mayabe. The name glinted dully in the low light. A relic of a life she had burned to ash.
She recalled the hooded man, the way she'd sneered and sent him away. Go to a cheap store, she'd said. She had judged a person's worth by his appearance and condemned herself in the process.
She tucked the pin back into her pocket, then turned to stack another box. The plain inventory tag on her chest was far heavier. There was no dramatic redemption, only the quiet, daily consequence of pride. Sometimes, late at night, she could hear the faint applause from the pharmacy floor above. She never walked up those stairs. The applause was for a world she was no longer part of. Late on a Tuesday, Ryota Kazuhara walked through the pharmacy doors for the first time since that day. The sterile entrance now beamed with patient thank you notes and a framed 5-star certificate. Onoka Aizawa glanced up from a training schedule, her smile now carrying the ease of a confident leader.
Welcome back, Kazuhara-san. It's been a while.
It feels like a different place. You've done remarkable work here.
We all built it together. The dignity audits made sure of that.
They moved to the counter where he'd once been refused. The memory surfaced, but it had no sting. Ryota touched the countertop, then looked at her. A single nod passed between them. No grand reconciliation. Just the silent acknowledgement of how far they'd come. The pharmacy hummed with the quiet rhythm of care. And in that moment, it was enough. The pharmacy was full now, not of tension, but of patients who trusted the hands that helped them. The patient first service banner hung above the counter. No longer a promise, but a proven fact. A young mother received her child's prescription, a grateful smile replacing the anxiety she'd walked in with. An elderly man, once confused and dismissed, now nodded along as his pharmacist explained his medication with care. 2 staff members shared a quick laugh as they restocked a shelf, the sound of a team rebuilt on trust. Through the glass, the afternoon sun caught the dust motes, turning the sterile pharmacy into something almost sacred. The banner fluttered slightly as the door opened and closed, each person carrying a fragment of the day's kindness back into the city. It had taken a single hoodie, a quiet CEO, and a junior assistant who believed people mattered. In the end, the best medicine they dispensed wasn't in any bottle. It was dignity.